I wonder what these symbols mean. Dinner time! At last.
Hello, young man.
Hello, my name is Eric. I'm glad to meet you. I haven't met anyone at all for some time.
It's true there aren't a lot of people around here. My name is Tor, and I'm glad to have a little company myself. I'm a carver, and I've been traveling a lot for some time now in search of good raw materials and to trade. What are you doing around here?
I come from the high plateau, beyond the mountain. I'm looking for the hill with the white grotto. A painter friend is expecting me there.
I don't know that place, but I have seen quite a few paintings around here. You're probably going the right way. What's the name of the man you're looking for?
Clem.
Sorry, I'm not familiar with that name.
It looks as though there might be people living up there in the cliff. I thought I saw a fire.
You're right, it's a dwelling. There are quite a few in the region. There are probably not many people there at this time of year. Most of the clans are at the Great Gathering.
What's that?
Oh, it was high time you left your plateau. The Great Gathering assembles all the clans in the valley. It's a good opportunity to share knowledge and to meet people.
I just caught a salmon. Do you want to share it with me?
With pleasure. What a great catch. It ought to be delicious, just slightly grilled. But you don't seem like a very well-prepared traveler. I've got something that ought to help you. With this, you could also make us some nice chamomile. I saw some growing in the valley. With a little water, you might have better luck with your herbal tea.
Ow!
You'll do better with this. The chamomile tea is ready. It's perfect.
I'll let you drink it yourself, but as far as I'm concerned, I've never really liked that sort of thing. It's not really hot enough yet.
Thank you. It looks delicious. Here's half of it. You look starved.
It's true. It was good. I didn't do too badly for a beginner at the cooking stone. You told me before that you were a carver. What's your specialty? Do you work with bone or wood or flint?
With flint, young man, and I'm happy to see you're interested.
They say you can recognize a good flint napper by the flint he chooses. Is that true?
That is true. Knowing how to choose a good piece of flint is the first important step. And in fact, you're going to try your hand at it. But afterwards, you mustn't use the wrong tool. All right, enough idle chatter. Show me what you can do. Prepare a flint for me.
I'd love to, but I really don't know much about it.
I'm sure you'll manage with all that. It wasn't a good rock. The cracks running through it are, in fact, generally a bad sign. Anyway, try another. It's hard to recognize a good flint. This one has white spots, which means it isn't very pure, and there was every chance it'd break. You did very well. Give it to me now, and I'll show you how to nap a blade.
Tor's gestures were perfect. I realized how lucky I was to take a lesson from such a virtuoso.
Here, Arak, take this knife. It's my way of thanking you for the meal.
Thanks very much. This blade is perfect.
You're welcome, but you had your part in it too. The flint was very well prepared.
I found some stones around here that look like they've been worked. Have you ever seen any like them?
Yes, these are musical stones. I found one too, and a bone that'd be perfect to strike them. You take them. I'm not very talented for that. I prefer chiseling stones. And of course, if you want to play something, you'll need at least 5 different sounds. Otherwise, it'll quickly become real boring.
I'm going to try to reach that dwelling up there. Do you know which way to go?
No, but I think that the signs left pretty much everywhere ought to help you find it. Safe journey, Arak. And who knows, perhaps we'll meet again.
Thanks again, and have a safe journey. At last, my efforts were rewarded. I left with my belly full, armed with a magnificent dagger, and firmly convinced I was on the right path. Tor is full of good advice, but I don't see how these symbols will help me find that dwelling. That must be the clue that was missing to find the dwelling. These symbols resemble those I just discovered. The entrance must not be far. Hello, I'm Arak.
Good to meet you, Arak. I'm Tika. What are you doing here?
I'm looking for a painter. Perhaps you could help me?
Maybe. But first, we have a tradition here that you should find amusing.
Tell me.
No, that's just it. It's up to you to tell me the story of your life. Every newcomer has to introduce himself to the clan first, using objects to illustrate his tale. If you don't have what you need on you, don't hesitate to help yourself to what you find in the den. This custom allows us to begin an exchange, even if the traveler doesn't speak the same language we do. I see that we can understand each other, but I do so like stories. Every newcomer has to introduce himself to the clan first, using objects to illustrate his tale. If you don't have what you need on you, don't hesitate to help yourself to what you find in the den.
My trip began when I was hunting a stag. Unfortunately, I was not the only one who had decided to go out hunting. A lioness who was after the same prey as I was finally chose me for lunch. I took refuge in a cave, and that's where I picked up the trail of Clem. To find him again, first I had to get out of the cave. I had to make an astonishing weapon to vanquish that wild beast. Free at last, I went through the mountain on a path that Clem had spoken of way back then. It's a genuine labyrinth, decorated with red and black hands, which ends in a shaft. I climbed into the shaft, hoping to find a way out, but when I got to the top, I found myself in another cave where a huge bear was sleeping. I couldn't kill an animal that majestic, so I found a way to make it flee. I just had to cross one last pool before I got to the valley. And it's a fresco depicting stags that guided me to the exit. Once in the valley, I was famished. I decided to go fishing. I think that this time, I've at last managed to get my memories in order. Now I just have to find the objects that will best illustrate my journey. Tika, I know this statue doesn't look too much like you, but I hope you won't hold that against me. Now, everything's in place. My tale is over. I hope the rest of my adventure is as exciting as this. There. I finished my story. I hope you liked it. I've got to admit that I was actually afraid of that sort of special introduction, but in the end, I enjoyed it.
You did very well. It's been a long time since someone told me an adventure of that sort.
I'm sure you understood that I'm looking for a painter by the name of Clem.
I've heard of him. He lives in this region, I think. But why are you looking for him?
I met him a real long time ago, but I'll never forget how he brought forth the spirits of the rock. I'd like him to teach me to do it.
You want to become a painter? That's wonderful. In the deepest part of the dwelling, there was a splendid painting that's been worn away over the years. Maybe you could do something about it.
But
Go look. You'll tell me what you think of it. There must be some rough drafts someplace, some broken tablets. One of them might have been the inspiration for the big fresco.
where in the world could they be?
Certain painters leave them with the spirits at the very heart of the ritual sites that they awaken.
How can I slide this slab? I'll have to put some in several places if I want there to be a chance for it to work. That should do it. So here are those famous broken tablets. They're not going to be easy to reassemble. one of the tablets is incomplete. You wouldn't know where the missing piece is, would you?
I think you've got everything you need. If that piece wasn't with the others, then there must be a good reason.
If it's the tablet with the hole that has the same drawing as the full-sized fresco, I'm not going to be able to do much.
You should glue them back together. You never know. There must be some resin somewhere around here. You just have to melt it.
I've glued the tablets back together, but I have to admit the one with the hole intrigues me.
Look at it in a different way. Maybe that empty space will reveal the spirit of the painting to you.
Now that the stag has appeared to me, all that's left is for me to get started and execute my first painting.
Is that the spring I heard flowing? That's extraordinary. It had dried up so long ago.
The water started flowing just when I passed in front of it.
Are you sure? It's a magic spring. The last time it furnished water was when Clem, my father, was small.
You told me that you didn't know Clem.
I know. But there's so many young people who want to learn to make the walls come alive. It's the little stone he gave you, and the spring, which convinced me you weren't like the others. I'm going to help you finish the fresco, and I'll take you to see him if we manage to get there.
What do you mean?
But first, we have to find a way to cross the river. In fact, we'd better not dawdle, or else we'll be doing it after nightfall. But don't worry about that for the time being. You've got to finish the fresco. No painter has ever been accepted before he proved himself.
The fresco depicted a big stag, is that right?
Yes, absolutely. One of the most beautiful stags that Clem ever painted. Unfortunately, there's practically nothing left of it.
I'm not really sure how to go about it. Even with the tablet that was the preliminary sketch, it'll be hard to restore.
You should begin by cleaning the wall. It's covered with marks. Then, to start painting, you'll find everything you need in the ceremonial hall, or near the spring.
I noticed that it's in the hall near the spring that you smoke fish and treat skins. There's lots. There must be many of you.
When everyone is here, there are 10 of us, not counting the travelers who frequently stop over. That means many people to feed in the winter. That's why we begin laying in reserves now.
The wall is clean enough. I ought to be able to begin painting. All right, I finished painting the stag.
Very good. You haven't much left to do and you'll be finished.
I have a feeling I'm missing a tool I need to finish.
That's right. Bring back a reed. I'm gonna show you something. That'll do perfectly. Go back to the Hall of the Great Stag. I'll meet you there in a minute. Oh, I almost forgot. Could you make a water skin? I lost mine, and they come in handy during a journey. Let me have another minute. I'll be right there. Make a water skin while you wait. Here, it's all ready.
I didn't see you come in. What are you talking about?
About this blowpipe. I made it with the reed you picked. You'll need it to finish the fresco. You're making good progress, I see. But there's still something lacking. Look closely. These must be on the tablets.
Thanks. But what's the blowpipe for?
To apply pigment on the walls.
What kind of ceremonies are carried out in this hall?
Shamanistic rites. When one of us is in danger, or we go off on a long hunt, my father calls up the spirit of the great stag to protect us. But since the painting has worn away, he's not responding as he used to.
If it's so important, why didn't Clem restore the painting?
He hasn't got the time. He wants to finish his new shrine before the others return from the gathering. You'll see. It's an astonishing cavern. Excellent! All that's left for you to do is engrave one last symbol. For that matter, it's not even totally erased. Here's your knife.
Thank you.
You've reawakened the spirit of the great stag. You really are gifted. Now, follow me. I'm going to lead you to my father.
I'm following you. Which way now?
We have to find a way to cross the river.
Isn't there another route?
Yes, but it takes several days. This way, we'll be there tonight.
We might be able to try building another bridge. That tree over there might do the job.
It's true that it seems tall enough and solid enough to help us cross. You feel like playing lumberjack?
No problem. Did you sleep well?
Very well, thanks. And as for you, I see you found that dwelling. And a charming companion.
I want to cut down the big tree near the river, but even with the dagger you gave me, I'd never be able to do it. Don't you have something a little more aggressive?
Yes, I do. Try this.
Thanks a lot for your help.
You're welcome, Ark. And good luck for what's to come.
I think you've almost got it now. Give one good push. That should do it.
And we're off.